Okay, let's write a Python program to simulate radioactive decay. Let's start off by importing the matplotlib library, as we're going to want to plot the results. So import now let's define some constants. We should pick the probability of something decaying. Let's pick a probability of 1%. That means that the time scale for the decay is roughly 1 over p, which is about 100 seconds. So we want a time step that's much less than 100 seconds. Let's pick 1 second. That's probably a good one to use. dt equals 1. Shift enter. And now let's set up the loop. Now we can pick the starting number of atoms, so let's have 100,000 to begin with. What we're going to do is let's have a while. Now you might think we can say while n is more than 0, while there are any atoms left, but the trouble is that code will probably run forever, because the probability of that last one decaying might take a very, very long time, with 100,000 particles. So let's just pick a reasonable length of time. This is usually a safer way to run code. Always run it for, say, first so many seconds. Let's have, we know the timescale is about 100 seconds, let's have, say, 500 seconds. So while t is less than 500, well, I guess we should give our starting t. T equals 0 to begin with. So while t is less than 500, sounds reasonable. That one. Okay, now we want to print say n. Let's say print t and n. And now let's do the update. So we know that n plus equals, it's going to minus number times p times dt. That's the equation we just worked out. So it's plus equals, and there's a minus sign there because in fact it's going down. And we need to update the time, so t plus equals dt. And that should be about all there is to it. Let's try running that. Okay, so its numbers are going down. It's counting up. That seems to be behaving. But it's hard to tell without a graph, so let's set up some lists to store our numbers. So we'll have t list equals square brackets to store our times in, and n list equals square brackets to store the n values. And then inside the loop we'll do n list dot append n and t list dot append t. Okay, we can comment out the print. I'm not going to need that. Let's just check that n list looks like what we expect it to look like. So shift enter on that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now let's create a new block to plot everything. So plot t list n list, and format. What color should we use today? I think we'll still use a line, but let's make it red. And put dot show, and let's try running that. Okay, that's looking pretty sensible. Let's add some axis labels. And that's looking nice, and we can save our plot. And that looks good.